Hey there, what's happening? This is Eric Duncanson coming at you live from beautiful Marietta, Georgia. And flying solo tonight. Victoria is working with a client, but wanted to go live to discuss the topic of the metrics of goal setting. And I'm just happen to be at one of my favorite spots, the workout area, and so again, I'm going to be talking about what specifically to look at in goal setting, because I think one of the main problems people run into when they set goals, and this is very, very timely because we're coming up to the end of the year and people want to set their goals for 2018. And I think one of the problems that people have is when they set their goals, they're too broad, they're just too vague, and it's nothing that you can grab onto, it's nothing that can give you any type of traction. And so one of the things you need to do is make sure that your goals are realistic, but also that they're concrete, something that you can really focus on, and focus on when you can cross that goal line. And again, Victoria and I don't like to use the term deadlines. We love to use the term goal line, because deadline, we don't want to talk about anything that's dead. Once you achieve your goal, it's not dead. No, you want to keep on improving on it. So we call that a goal line. So once you achieve that goal, you can go on to make the next goal or even improve on that. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about in terms of goal setting that most people don't really consider is to break down that goal into manageable chunks. If you think about what you're going to accomplish in a year, usually you have a vision, and the vision could be amazing, awesome, amazing, and maybe you want to purchase a new home, maybe you want to purchase a car, whatever, go on an incredible vacation. But if that goal is just the big chunk, that's the big elephant, you got to break that elephant down into different chunks so you can eat the elephant, right? And that's just a metaphor, right? But one of the things that you want to do is to break that goal down. So let's say a typical goal for someone that enters the realm of network marketing, and they say, I want to make 6 figures, right? And so what does that mean? That's so vague, it's so nebulous. I want to make 6 figures. Well, what does that really mean in terms of your daily activity? Because if you don't have a daily target, you're probably not very likely to achieve that goal by accident. So what does that mean? Well, let's take an arbitrary figure. So if it's 6 figures, let's say it's $120,000, right? Well, what does that really mean? That's an annual target. And so what would that mean in terms of how much you want to make per month? Well, that $120,000 per year amounts to about $10,000 per month. Right? So that's something that's a little bit more concrete, okay? But for a lot of people, that might be still a little bit too vague, Okay, so if it's $10,000 per month, how much is that per day? Now we're talking about something we can get our hands on. Now that $10,000 a month is about $333, give or take a few cents per day. Now, you're thinking, oh my God, I want to make 6 figures. I want to make $120,000 a year. So that means I need to make $333 per day. That's a little bit more realistic. It might be challenging. You want your goal to be challenging, right? If it's not challenging, it's not a worthwhile goal. So yes, this is challenging, but it's also something that you can get your hands on, right? $333 a day. I bet just about everybody out there, if they put their mind to it, if they had to do it, you know what? Suppose you blew out 2 tires on your car. You had to replace those tires, right? You're going to spend about a little over $300, right? But you would find a way to do it. And it's the same thing. When you get a goal that is manageable, you can absolutely absolutely find a way to do it. I see you out there, Veronica. Yeah, I'll definitely get back to you. But you can definitely achieve that goal. But the thing is, the mind can only deal with things that are concrete. And the more concrete you can make that goal, the better chance you have of actually pursuing it and actually doing things that make sense in order to achieve that goal. And one of the things we focus on, because everybody is faced with too many activities in a day, it will just drive you absolutely nuts. And unfortunately, people try to do everything and end up at the end of the day saying, what the heck did I get accomplished? And one of the things that we're going to really be focusing on is your daily method of operation. How can you set out goals for what you want to accomplish the following day? And what is a realistic, strategic way of doing that? So if your goal, again, picking an arbitrary goal, you want to make $120,000 a year, so that you want to make $333 a day. How realistically can you achieve that? What specifically do you need to do to make that amount every day? And so that's gonna focus how you're managing your day. One of the problems is people spend too much time doing activities that are not very productive towards your goal. You know, I have a term I like to use for those type of activities. I call them lacktivities, right? Those are things like going through you're scrolling through your Facebook and seeing what this person or that person said, not necessarily helping you to build your business, not necessarily helping you bring money into the bank account. Or one of those activities like watching TV, you know, you're kind of bored, so you start watching TV before you know it. A half an hour has gone by, 2 hours have gone by, and it's like that day's gone. But it's easy for those type of things can happen when you don't break down your goals. You don't have targets for the day. One of the biggest interruptions people have is family members. See, family members don't understand what it really means that you're trying to build a business from home, right? They think you're just goofing off. So they feel comfortable calling you any time of day and breaking up your time and dominating your time. There can be all sorts of interruptions during the day. So it's very important that you have something to track to. You have something to be accountable to. You have a list of activities that you're going to pursue every day. And that list is, again, going to tie into your daily goal, which is also going to tie into your monthly goal, which is also going to tie into your annual goal. And so one of the things we're going to be talking about is having a specific tool that you can utilize that's going to track all of your daily activities, that you're going to be accountable to that tool. Because if you don't have any accountability, guess what? You're not going to be able to meet your goals. You have to have a system that's going to keep you accountable. You're going to have a system that's going to enable you to block and focus when you have activities that you need to get done. So all of those distractions, you can put on your blinders and stay focused like a laser beam to make sure that you handle all of those activities. So there's a system that you can utilize. There are tools that you can utilize to make sure you map out the activities that you're going to do the following day. You're going to map those out the night before, and you're going to record those. And so you're going to do time blocking. You're going to time block all of your productive hours of the day. You're going to make sure that you identify what your key activities are to be accomplished. If you don't take time to strategically identify what your key activities are, and again, we're going to provide you with a tool to identify those activities. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting a whole lot of time. And the saddest thing is to see that 2017 turned into 2018, and then you're looking at 2019 coming up, and you're going to say, what did I accomplish? There are specific tools for measuring what you want to accomplish. There are specific tools for identifying and prioritizing what activities you're going to work on. If you don't utilize those tools, chances are you're relying on luck. And you don't want to rely on luck when it comes to being a business person. And the test I have, if you had to go through an IRS audit and they ask you, are you really conducting a business or are you a hobbyist? Unless you have tools that document what you set out to do and what you actually did, you're a hobbyist. You're not really a business person, because business people rely on systems, they rely on tools, and they rely on being accountable. And that's something that you definitely need to develop if you want to be successful in business. And so that's my quick message for this evening. Normally Victoria and I are here together. Again, she's got some previous engagements with doing some consulting with a client. But we're here weeknights, usually around this time, and we're committed to help business people take their businesses online, leveraging the billions of people on the internet. So that's what we're about. And so with that, this is Eric Duncanson saying, hope you're having a great evening. If not, let's make it a great one.